Hello, this is Geoff Watson calling all Verbling.com members. Are you there? Please join the class. Click on the Join Class button. This hour we are going to be reading 2 stories from the incredibly successful series of books under the title Chicken Soup for the Soul. Now, I'm sorry, the reading is going to be somewhat advanced, so please be prepared to ask lots of questions. I am here to help you, and we are going to take our time and work slowly on this story, allowing for lots of interaction between myself reading the story and all of you sharing your ideas and understanding of what's happening in the story. I would like to ask everyone, and now unfortunately the Verbling.com chat box is not working, so I'm going to move to the Google Hangout chat box, and in there I'm going to put in file GW, and I'm just going to check file GW52. This file you can find at the Verbling.com website. Go to the live classes page, look for the information about this class, and you should see the link that will allow you to download this document. And on that document you will also find the address of the website of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. These have been incredibly successful. And now let's say hello to people. I would like to give people a chance to introduce themselves. And the question for this class is, can you give me an example of a song, a book, a poem, a movie, anything like that that you found inspiring, okay, and that was helpful for you on an emotional level? So something that you found had a positive effect on you. All right, and so right now, Ahmed, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Ahmed Ayedi. I'm from Tunis, the capital of Tunisia. I'm a student in the Institute of Advanced Business Studies here in Carthage.
Excellent, great.
And I am joining these classes to improve my English skills.
All right. Excellent.
Because it's needed in my field, you know.
Okay. Yeah, right. No, I needed you in the last class. We were talking about tax havens, but anyways. Now, has there ever been something that was inspiring for you? A book, a movie, a song?
Well, I read a book I finished it about a week ago. No, okay. I don't know. I felt that it was great. It was a book written by a Lebanese writer called Jarjari Zaidan. It's called Fatat Ghassan. You can translate it as Ghassan's Girl. And it's talking about the Arabian history just before and during and just after Islam, the appearance of Islam.
Okay. All right. And so you learned, excuse me, you learned new information, or?
Yes, it was a combination actually between a love story between a princess and the prince of two Arabian kingdoms, one in Iraq and the other in Syria. Those kingdoms are Christian Arab kingdoms, and one was with Rome and the other was with Persia when they were fighting.
Okay.
And at the same time, the writer is telling the love story of these two while he's describing the true historical events
Yeah.
in a
Okay.
very nice way.
No, those are good books and very popular. A combination of true history with a fictitious story, a fictitious
Yes.
story. But yeah, great, excellent. And I'd like to say hello to Anna. Anna, are you there?
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you perfectly.
Yes. I'm Anna from Venezuela, and I think one of my favorite movies, or inspirational movie, is I don't know if you know it, the Pursuit of Happiness.
The Pursuit of Happiness. Okay.
One with,
No, could you tell me a bit more?
it's with Will Smith. It's a old
Ah,
movie. I think it's from 2006 or 7. It's a guy that is having a hard time economically, and then at the end he finds something better and have a lot of
and,
history behind.
okay. And so you found that to be inspiring. Sorry, yeah?
Yeah, sorry, didn't hear you. What was the question?
It was inspiring for you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It made me think that it's not everything about money and you can do a little more without it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Excellent. And I'd like to say hello to Bruno.
Hello everybody, I'm Bruno from Italy.
Yeah, and the question for this class is a movie or a song or a book that you found personally motivating or inspiring.
Yes, sorry, but I don't understand you and there is a line noisy.
Sorry, the question is, can you give us an example of a movie or a book or a song, perhaps, that you found to be inspiring or personally motivating?
Okay. For example, a song, but I don't know. I have to think about. I don't know now.
Okay. No,
Sorry.
that's fine.
Yes.
No, thank you. You can share that with us later. Great. And Danny, are you there?
Hi, I'm Daniela from Italy. Ciao Bruno. I'm a 29 years
Ciao.
old girl and I've got a degree in economy. I'm an accounting consultant and I'm here to improve my English. And about something that inspired me, I was reading during this day a biography of an artist called Frida Kahlo.
Ah,
And
yes.
the book is called Passionate Letters and gives another view of her history because these are private thinking and you can see how was her life, her love relationship with another painter.
Right.
And
Yeah. Very famous painter.
yes,
And Anna's saying that she was Mexican, and
yes,
then he's one of my favorite painters in Mexico. He's famous for painting the murals in Mexico. Sorry,
yes.
but I can't remember his name. But that's terrible because I was in Mexico for 2 years and I loved seeing his art. I found his art to be very, very inspiring. So great. And I'd like to say hello to Hami. Are you there? Hami.
Yes, I am here. Hello, Geoff and everyone. I am Hamid from Turkey, and inspiration thing for me when I read our holy book, and I relax when I pray for something, for humanity, for everything, and sometimes the inspiration comes. I can write poems.
Yes. Okay. And so have you received letters, or have you spoken to people who were inspired by your poetry?
If you want, today I can share my translation poem for class.
It's a translated poem.
Yes, from Turkish to English.
Okay, all right,
If
great.
you say okay, I can share.
Well, okay. Well, right now we need to work on the story that we've got, but great, thank you.
Okay.
We'll maybe finish the class off with that. Yeah, and just Diego Rivera is really one of my favorite artists, and I found he painted huge murals that depicted the history of Mexico, and I found them very inspiring. All right, thank you, Hamid. And Maria, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody. I'm from Spain, and I was thinking about your question, but I'm really sorry. I can't remember any book or movie that was
Okay.
inspiring for me.
But
So
in
I'm
general,
Mhm.
do you tend to be inspired by music or by reading or by television or movies? What impacts you more?
Well, it depends it depends on my mood,
Okay.
how I feel at that moment. It
Okay.
depends.
All right, great. And
Thank you.
Omar is with us. Hello, Omar.
Hey, hello, teacher. Nice to see you again.
No, great. Nice to have you back, Omar.
Thank you so much. Well, reading, inspired reading, a lot of reading. I love to read fiction and also about science. I love to know about a lot of science, to know about technology. Um, well, about technology and teacher and science. So I love reading because when I'm reading something that I love the most, sometimes my imagination flies. That is why
Okay.
I love it. Yeah.
Now, and you're talking about true science and technology or
Yes, true,
science
true.
fiction?
No, well, both, teacher, both.
Okay.
In science fiction and the real one.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
I'm inspired by that as well. Thank you. And
okay.
Sanson, Sans Sansnom.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
hello. Welcome.
Hello, Geoff. Hello, everybody. My name is Arnaud, and I live in Paris, in France.
I don't know.
And
Okay.
about the question for today, one movie that is inspiring to me is it's a French film, French movie, but I can translate the title. This is The Fabulous Fate of Amélie Poulain.
Okay.
And it describes the little happiness that we can find in our lives every day. That's some non-noticeable things, but when you accumulate all, that is what make you smile.
Okay.
And it's mixed with a love story.
Okay, great. No, finding pleasure in the little things that
Yes.
other people don't notice. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Great. Excellent.
Thanks.
All right. And so I'd just like to say to Hamid, just write in the chat box how much time you need, and we'll leave that time at the end of class. But what I'd like to do is to start by opening up the document, and now we have its document file GW 52. Yes, 52. And so we're going to try and read a couple of the stories from the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. Just first of all, does anyone know the special significance that chicken soup has in American and Canadian culture? Anyone? Chicken soup?
No.
So
No.
it's thought of, so chicken soup is thought of as a homemade medicine for when someone doesn't feel well. And so if someone's sick, the mother typically, stereotypically, prepared the chicken soup for someone who is sick. And so it's a combination of eating something that's healthy for you if you're sick. It's easy to eat, but also it obviously has a lot to do with the tender, loving care that's given to you by your parent, by your mother perhaps, or your father, or grandmother. Okay, so the idea behind the series of books is that it's chicken soup, but not for the body, it's for the soul. And so that's what these stories are designed for, is to be healing and helpful and inspiring for your soul, for your heart and soul. And so what I'm going to do is bring on the screen share here. And just to ask everyone, please, everyone has to keep their microphones muted for us, please. It's that the Google technology does not allow you to hear the noise that you're making, but the rest of us can. So just if everyone can please keep their microphones muted. So I'd like to start with Ahmed. And
Yes.
so could you read this first selection of text for us, please?
Okay. Since 1993, books in the Chicken Soup for the Soul series have sold more than 112 million copies, with titles translated into more than 40 languages. After 19 years of bringing real people and their stories together to touch the lives of others, Chicken Soup for the Soul has gone beyond the bookstore to become a world leader in life improvement. Chicken Soup for the Soul is home to the largest catalog of user-generated life-changing stories. Through books, movies, DVDs, online resources, and other partnerships, it brings hope, courage, inspiration, and love to hundreds of millions of people around the world.
Okay, great job and perfect pronunciation. And just that a lot of their materials, essentially all of their materials, are user-generated. So people write stories about their lives and send them in. And it's been incredibly successful. And so if you mention Chicken Soup for the Soul books to anyone in North America, they will instantly know what you're talking about. All right, and so what we're going to do is start reading our story. So Anna, are you ready?
Guess so.
Okay, great. And let's begin. Could you please read the title of this story, please?
Okay, The Family is a Heaven in a Heartless World.
Mm-hmm. That's that's a famous quotation.
Okay.
Okay. The actual name of the story is Homemade Love.
Oh, I was in the second page. You're right. Homemade Love.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Okay.
So,
great. And so let's begin the story.
Okay. Valentine's Day is usually spent with the one you love, not me. Mine is spent with the 4 people I love. It wasn't always like that, but 6 years ago, a new tradition was started. It started when my husband and I got a sitter from our 3 kids and went out for a favorite Italian restaurant. The smell of warm bread and dipping oil wafted out as we approached the restaurant. I had barely eaten that day just to leave room for all the yummy food I was about to consume. Will I have chicken parmesan? No. Chicken marsala? I couldn't make up my mind.
Okay, thank you. Great. Let's stop there. And then, do people have any questions about the vocabulary? This is fairly advanced reading.
Yes.
Yes?
Sorry, about oil wafted.
Yeah, to waft means to gently move from one place to another. And so we use it for fragrances like obviously the smell of home-cooked food or perfume. And so it's a smell that is moving from one place to another very slowly and gently.
Okay.
All right, great. And they got a sitter. Yes?
Teacher and dipping.
Yes, Omar? Mm-hmm.
Dipping.
Dipping, right.
Yeah.
So in an Italian restaurant, you have bread and you dip the bread into oil. And so some people, when they have a donut, they dip the donut into a cup of coffee. Does that make sense? Or no? Please be honest.
No,
Here,
teacher.
I'll
No,
turn it up.
I'm
And
very
so
honest. No.
if I have a cup of coffee and I have a donut or a piece of bread or a cookie is a good example, a sweet cookie, you can dip it into the tea or the coffee and then eat it. So
Okay, I
in the
understand.
Italian restaurant, they had a little bowl of oil, olive oil, that you dip the bread in, maybe with
Okay,
balsamic vinegar.
thank you, teacher.
Okay. All right. And so this is
And
Valentine's
teacher,
Day. Yes.
Parmesan and marsala.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Parmesan. Well, we have our Italian students here, don't we?
Yes, it's a kind of cheese, and we use it in spaghetti.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's grated, correct?
yes,
Do you
it's the
understand?
best.
Yeah. Okay. It's very has a strong flavor. Now, marsala, that's not Italian, is it?
Isn't
Chicken marsala?
Italian?
No,
I
I
think
think
no.
that's Indian. I think chicken marsala is Indian food. So
Maybe.
yeah. And Parmesan cheese is grated, if people understand that. All right. And so a couple, they have 3 children, they have a babysitter looking after the children, and they go out to a restaurant, one of their favorite restaurants, to have dinner. And she is starving. She is hungry. I think it's a woman. All right. So let's continue. And so are you ready, Danny?
Yes, we waiting for a table along with 20 other people. I knew it was Valentine's Day, but it was this everyone's favorite restaurant. To make matters worse, the people who were seated took their time. They savored every bite and then ordered more. They sipped their wine, lingered over. Sorry, I can see the text.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. It should return in a second.
They sipped their wine, lingered over the meal, and then ordered dessert.
Okay, great. All right. Now she's making a joke when she says, "Wow, was this everybody's favorite restaurant?" Because there was a big lineup of people waiting. And then what made the situation worse? In simple words? Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
That everybody was relaxing and take their time. They were.
And so all of that vocabulary where to savor every bite, that's to taste something very slowly, and they took their time, which is another phrase, and and then lingering over the meal, that's to kind of wait and to spend a lot of time. Sipping their wine, all of those words have to do with doing something slowly. You had a final comment, Danny?
Yes, lingered over. What exactly mean? Because I know the other words, but
lingering is similar to waiting. Being in a place and waiting there, and so to linger over the meal. And sorry, just to remind people that everyone needs to please keep their microphones muted for us. I don't see who that was, but we can hear the noise coming from your microphone, but you can't. So lingering is similar to waiting. And so they were just staying there with their meal, spending extra time while eating their meal.
Okay,
and then to top it off, of course, they ordered dessert. All right, so let's move on. Great job. And now I'm just going to move this ahead here for the next person. Okay, great. And so I would like to ask, Hamid, could you read this next selection for us, please?
Okay. 2.5 hours later, we were seated. The food had lost its appeal. It was no longer dinner time. It was bedtime. Nothing was worth that long a wait, but we knew every other place would be the same. In an attempt to save the evening, I put on a smile and worked through my lasagna. Never again would I subject myself to that kind of torture.
Yeah. All right. Great. And so, what? She didn't enjoy her meal. Why?
I think she says the time is bedtime.
Yeah.
Going to sleep.
Right.
Or teacher, probably
Yes,
because the
Omar?
food was not on time. Probably, probably they had been waiting for too long.
No, okay, no. But
Maybe.
remember, they were waiting 2.5 hours to only go to the table, and so maybe they brought the food quickly, but they had to wait 2 hours, over 2.5 hours, to just sit at the table, and so she was, and it seemed like she was angry as well, and she ordered lasagna, which is a classic Italian meal. All right, so she decided never again. And that is true. If you ever go out in Canada or the United States for dinner on Valentine's Day, you have to have reservations. All right. So I'd like to go on to Maria. Go ahead, please, Maria.
Okay. The following year, Jon asked, where are we going for dinner? Nowhere, I said. His look was quizzical. It's a surprise. You'll be home by 6. While Jon was at work and the kids were at school, I'd got busy with the preparation. I worked some cream and added a split vanilla bean. The scent floated on an invisible cloud. After whipping some eggs, yolks, and sugar to a light yellow color, the cream was added and melted dark chocolate was folded in. Then the creme brulee was put into the refrigerator to set.
Okay, good. And so, just in simple words, what is she doing?
She was preparing dinner for that day.
Yes, and now more specifically, what was she preparing?
Some dessert.
Absolutely, yeah. A very fancy, special dessert. A creme brulee is how I would pronounce it. It's obviously French.
Creme brulee. I don't know.
And there are there's lots of food vocabulary, but let's leave that. You can translate that later. All right. So and this is a surprise. So she's going to prepare this meal for her family, it sounds like, as a surprise. Okay. Okay. So then I'd like to move on, and we have Omar. Could you please read this?
Yes, teacher. I began setting the table. It was better than any restaurant I had been to. The red tablecloth was sprinkled with pink rose petals. Then layers of white tile were added. Bouquets were scattered around the setting of my best china. I placed a bowl of chocolates and a handwritten card on each plate. All my table needed now was a good meal and my family to enjoy it.
Okay, so she's preparing something very special. A red tablecloth with pink rose petals with the St. Valentine's Day theme. There are, and just to let you know, best china. China is the ceramic dishes and plates that were traditionally made in China. And so a set of china means someone's very best dishes. And those are often passed down from one family or from one generation to the next. Right? handwritten cards, a box of chocolates, everything. All right. So I hope none of you
Teacher,
are too. Yes, yes.
can you explain what is word?
I'm sorry.
What is
Votive.
word scattered?
Actually, I don't know. Now, votive, and then let's see if we can get a synonym. No. No, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. And so we'll have to Google that. I don't really know what toil is either.
Hey, teacher.
Yes?
Maybe it's napkin?
I'm really sorry for interrupting you. I saw a word so in another paragraph that says quizzical. What is the meaning for quizzical?
That means he was confused and questioning. And so that is the expression on somebody's face when they don't understand. And someone said they might be napkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I think the layer, we'll have to Google that. Sorry. But I'm sure they're decorations, something similar to decorations, special decorations. All right. And so let me see, where are we next? And correct, Sansno, are you next?
Yes, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Arnaud.
Arnaud, yes.
Arnaud.
I preheated the oven and began to stuff a large chicken. I used onion, a quartered lemon, and whole head of garlic, thyme and salt and pepper. Then, under the skin, I rubbed a butter mixture with shallot, thyme, salt, pepper, and lemon zest. As the chicken cooked and the skin turned a golden brown, I began to boil potatoes. When they were cooked and drained, I whipped in some warm cream and lots of butter, creating a mound of fluffiness.
Fluffiness, right, okay. And so what is she preparing?
I think it's how to say, chicken.
Yes, a roasted chicken.
Roasted chicken with a lot of spices.
Excellent, absolutely. And it's stuffed with a dressing, so it's filled. The chicken is filled. All right. And also, what else did she prepare?
I think it's
does anyone know?
It's the side.
Yes. Okay. And I think she prepared.
Potatoes.
Yes, mashed potatoes. Exactly. All right, but with lots of butter and lots of cream, and they are fluffy, and so very light, not heavy. All right.
Fluffy means very light. Is that?
Yeah. Now I'm just trying to think of an example of something that's fluffy. Sometimes a little. Let me see. A little puppy or a little kitten is fluffy with their fur, their hair. Something that's very, very light. Let's see if we can work on that word. All right, great.
Okay.
So preparing this amazing meal, and then I'm going to move on to Sebastian. Hello, welcome. Please turn on your microphone, Sebastian. Okay, we can't hear you, Sebastian. I'm just going to bring this down for the next person.
Yes, now, yes. Can you hear me, teacher?
Yes, Sebastian. How are you? Where are you connected from?
I am from Colombia.
Okay, great. Welcome. Could you please read these first two paragraphs for us?
Yes. So, the meal was coming together. I roasted some asparagus, warmed some rolls, and made a really scrape out of dripping from the chicken. This was the kind of meal to be talked about for years to come. And the kids came home full of questions. Aren't you going out to the diner? My daughter cousin asked.
Okay, great job. All right, and so the meal was coming together.
Yes.
All right, everything was well coordinated and finishing up. And she made gravy, which is the sauce that you pour over the meal. Pan
Yes.
drippings are the oil and flavor from the chicken that were left in the cooking pan. All right, and of course the daughter is saying, "Aren't you going out for dinner?" Because that is a big tradition with Valentine's Day, is that the mother and father go out for dinner together as a couple.
All
And as
right.
you can see, this is the version of Chicken Soup for the Soul, a version that's focused on food and love.
All right.
And all right, great. And so we're going to move on, and let's go back to Ahmed. Could you read this for us, please?
The kids came home full of questions.
Uh,
Aren't you going out to dinner? My daughter Caitlin asked. Do we get to drink out of those wine glasses? My 6-year-old son asked. My 14-year-old son didn't say much, but I caught him looking over his book, gazing at the table. When is Dad going to be home? Caitlin asked impatiently.
Please
Don't, wo-
continue. Yep.
don't worry, Dad won't miss the fun. Now go play while I finish our dinner. She couldn't pull herself away, and she remained under my feet while I placed the food on platters.
Platters. Good. Excellent. So platters are very large plates that are used to serve the food. And if a young child is under your feet, that's not literal, of course. So what she's saying is the child was right with her in the kitchen, right beside her, maybe in her way. All right, great. And so the children are very curious.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to move on. The next person. Let's get this set up. And so, sorry, Anna, go ahead, please.
I'm here. Okay. John walked in the door as the last tray of food was placed on the table. He handed me a bucket of rose that I placed in the center of the table. Perfect, perfect, I thought, as I looked at the glowing faces around the table. It was a meal we would never forget, especially when I tossed a layer of sugar on the top of the creme brulee. No one wanted to be the first to get up. I had never seen this kid so mesmerized or well-behaved. There were no elbows on the table, and the napkins were placed on their lap.
On their laps. Great. And this is a French word that we use in English, and we say bouquet, bouquet of flowers. And that's usual in these French words like ballet or valet parking, where we do not pronounce the T. It ends with an A sound, bouquet.
Got it.
Right?
Yep.
So how romantic, but for the whole family. Any questions?
Teacher mesmerized?
Yes, to be, let me see, mesmerized. That means they were absolutely amazed. It's similar to hypnotized, fascinated, awestruck, captivated, totally absorbed. So they loved being part of this formal dinner. And in Canada and the United States, it's rude to put your elbows on the dinner table. So remember that. And you place your napkin on your lap, which is the tops of your legs. Right, great. And so we're going to move on. And Danny, are you ready?
Yes. In the years to come, the kids would start talking about the dinner weeks before Valentine's Day arrived. I always surprised them and tried to top the year before. Now my oldest is 20 and he still makes sure he's here for Valentine's. Instead of having four loved ones to spend it with, I now set the table for 6, 7, even 8 people. The kids bring their dates because no one wants to miss out on the festivities.
Festivities. Good. Perfect.
Okay.
All right. And so now we're talking about the fact that it has become a family tradition for many years, and other people are invited. So again, this is different and maybe a little inspiring just because Valentine's Day is usually reserved for couples who are in love. So two people having a romantic evening or day together. And so to have a family event with invited guests on Valentine's Day is completely different. So it's a little strange. It's a little strange. And to top, she tries to top the year each year. That means to, let me see, to do something better, to surpass the last year. So she tries to surprise them with something even better than the year before. Okay, and I'm just going to move this down. And we just have the last little bit of the story. And so, Hadi, hello, are you there?
Yes, and
sorry, I have Hadi.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Hadi, yes?
Yes.
Yes, welcome. Where are you
Thank
connecting from?
I'm living in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, welcome. Could you read the final paragraph of our story?
Yes, I can. Maybe one day I will be lucky enough to share this tradition with my grandchildren. I smile as I look across that table at my husband. This is what Valentine's Day is about. Showing your family how much they are loved.
Okay,
Working
great.
the Obama.
Sorry,
Yeah.
we'll stop there. Thank you. That's the end of the story. All right, and so what I would like to do is to turn off the screen share and just get some reactions from people of the story. And so, Ahmed,
Yes.
do you have a reaction? And I would like to ask this question, of course, to everybody. Is there a special family tradition or personal tradition that you have? And is there a tradition in your country that you celebrate differently? And so, Ahmed, go ahead with a comment.
Well, about the paragraph, it's interesting because I personally learned new information. I know something about this chicken soup, but I didn't know before what's the purpose of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the most important thing that I learned a new thing about from this paragraph.
Right. So if anyone is sick, you say, oh, you need to go home, go to bed, and have someone bring you a bowl of chicken soup. Personally, I never ate chicken soup when I was sick, but that's part of a tradition, right? Anna, a comment?
It's interesting to read something different. Yeah, about tradition, I guess every country have the typical tradition for Christmas days, Valentine, but it's more about buying and selling. So at least when you different, maybe you stay home instead of spend money in a fancy restaurant or expensive gift.
Good. No, I totally agree. And is there a tradition that you celebrate a little differently in your family, or
no,
you and your friends?
No. Actually, I don't like to celebrate like birthday or Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you. Danny, a comment from you, please.
Okay, we celebrate Valentine's Day when we are in a couple, but I can say that this day is particularly celebrated in Verona, the city where I studied, because if you know, Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet inspired by this city, and so you can see how this day is considered an touristic attraction, and so
Wow, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. I had never thought of that. Yeah.
the city is full of restaurants and couples.
Waiting in line. Yeah. All right. Great. Everybody's sipping their wine and
Yes,
enjoying their
because
meal.
Verona is also a famous place in Italy, where all around are famous for wine product, and
Wine
so
production.
yes, there's also a famous festival called
Okay, so we
International.
all of
So
us have something to do on our list of things
come and
to
visit
go.
Verona.
Yeah. Verona on St. Patrick's Day. All right, great.
Yes.
Javi, do you have a comment?
Actually, we don't have any special habit in our ceremony. I just celebrate with my family as usual, as Saudi families that all do the same habits and same agenda.
Yeah, so you follow the. And is there a special celebration for the family?
Unfortunately, there's nothing special.
Okay. No, but thank you. Thank you. Great.
Welcome.
And Hamid.
Yes, in Turkey, no special celebration for family, but there is a celebration between couples. But especially supermarkets sells their products, and I think no only February of 14th, it should be the 364 days should be Valentine days.
Okay.
No special one day.
Yeah, all right. So more special days. Okay. And do you celebrate something differently? One of your sort of traditions, but you celebrate it differently with your loved ones?
If I have partners, I want to make amazing and surprising events for her.
Excellent. Yeah, good. Surprising. Good. And Maria, hello.
Hello.
And a comment from you, please. One of your
Well,
favorite.
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Here I prefer celebrate another festivity. It is only celebrate where I live. It's the 23rd of April, and that day men give a rose to a woman, and the woman gives a book to a man.
Ah, okay.
Yes, it is. I like that day, and well, all people celebrate in the same way. And according what you asked before, I have a tradition in my family, and it is the New Year. Here in Spain, we eat 12 grapes.
Okay, yes.
And after that, my family play a crunch, and sorry, and it is a conch.
A shell.
A shell, yes, a shell.
Yeah. Oh, so like a horn.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. All the family do that. Only
Okay.
that.
Oh, all right. That's different. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. All right. And Arnaud, a comment from you, please.
Yes, my comment is not related to the Valentine's Day, but to Christmas. Usually, in Christmas, we eat chicken or stuffed chicken, those kind of food. But in my family, I don't know why, but every Christmas, the eve of Christmas, we eat roasted beef with beans. I'm not sure why, but
Okay. All right.
that is what we do in my family.
who do you think started that tradition? Someone in your family, maybe your mother or father, or
I
was
think
it
it's
maybe your
my
grandparent?
I think it's my grandmother because
Ah, okay.
she's always preparing this food.
Oh, okay. Great. Excellent. I love that when people have a little something special in their family. And Sebastian, a comment from you?
Yes. Well, people here don't usually celebrate St. Valentine's Day. We prefer to celebrate on September. Yes, we have like St. Valentine's Day on on September.
In
Yes,
in which month? September or
yes.
yeah, okay.
In September, we want we like to spend our time with our couples, go out to eat some ice cream.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, excellent. No, no, thank you. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, and sorry, just to remind people, everyone needs to keep their microphones muted, please. You're generating noise, and you can't hear it, but we can. And so, how are we doing? We have the other story ready to go, but we won't have time to finish it. And so, Hamid, do you have a poem for us?
Yes.
Okay.
Can
Now,
I read?
Can you put it on the screen share or no?
When I finish, I will share to
Okay.
Google Chat.
All right. So please go ahead.
Okay. Under the pink tree. Under the pink tree, on the seat whose color is pink, he has spaced out the pink prints. His heart says to him, "Where are your desires? Where are your expected?" Everything is hidden inside it, and it doesn't want to appear its shell. His brain says to him, "What was your purposes? What did you hope and find? What did you see and suppose? Everything is full in your mind. If you want to live, it can't be thrown away." He thought and dreamed. He replaced and started to use it. He said to himself, "Do my pink dreams blossom? Do my pink life come true?" Under the pink tree, on the seat whose color is pink, he has spaced out the pink dreams.
Okay.
Finished.
All right. No, thank you. Excellent. Thank you. And can you share with us some of the ideas that you're trying to communicate with that? Is that all right? And some of the imagery that you used, like what does pink signify, for example?
Can you explain more, please?
Yeah, sorry. Can you explain some of the ideas that you want to communicate in the poem?
This poem, I ask something for myself, my past and my future, because I have a big dream. I mean, I want to be chemistry professor. So sometimes I make a question for some things. So
Okay.
and pink color feels to people deep things.
I'm sorry?
Pink
Could you
color.
Yes?
People think deeply for something for this color.
Okay, so it represents thinking deeply about something?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. No, good, thank you.
And how is my English for this poem? Is it clear?
No, it sounded great. I would like to read it. I would like to read it. Yeah. No, thank you.
Okay, I will share to Google Chat.
Okay, good. And what I'd like to do is just to get another final comment from people, and so let me see, where should we go with this? Perhaps a meal, a favorite meal. If you are preparing a meal for somebody, what do you like to prepare? So Ahmed, can you
Yes.
think of something? Mm-hmm.
Well, here in Tunisia, when somebody comes to, as a guest or something, we usually cook something called couscous.
Mm-hmm.
It's a famous North African food. It's cooked in Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. Could be done with sheep or fish. Those are the
Okay.
most important things.
Mm-hmm. And it's and this is done when somebody is coming to visit.
Not
When you,
necessary, but mostly when somebody comes to visit or when there is somebody dies and the whole family comes to the
okay.
house and they cook that, or in a marriage, that depends. It's likely some ceremony food or something.
All right, great, great. And so I'm just going to get a final comment from the students who have been with us for the hour. Danny, can you share with us some of the food that you would prepare,
Okay.
because it's part of your culture, correct?
Okay, so yes, I can decide among very different food, but what I like to cook when my friend came to visit me is a dessert called tiramisu. It's a
Ah,
cake, and I like it very much. It's easy to prepare, and it's always a success.
okay. And can you share some of the ingredients that are in that?
Of course. You have to buy biscuits that are only sell in Italy, of course, because they are called in a special way. You have to put it in a coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and then you mix a particular cheese called in another Italian. It's a particular Italian food,
Well,
and so
but could you say the name quickly?
I miss
The
it. I
cheese?
don't.
Oh, you
Yes,
don't
it's
remember the
something
name in Italian.
mascarpone,
Oh, okay.
mascarpone,
Okay.
and
I don't recognize
other
that. But,
sugar and other ingredients, and then you have to place different biscuits in order. Put
good.
this cream among the biscuits, and then cover all with chocolate.
Yeah, okay, with chocolate. Awesome. Yeah. And tiramisu is popular in Canada. Hadi, do you
Ah.
have Hadi, do you have a special meal that people prepare for family or visitors? Hello,
Yes, we
Hadi?
have. Yes,
Yeah.
here, I'm here. We have a special meal for Saudi Arabia, which are kabsa and mandi. They are a special meal and made in most of the ceremony, in the wedding, in the general celebration.
Weddings. Hmm.
Simply wedding. Simply this meal consists of rice and meat. But nowadays, the people try to avoid this heavy meal because it's
Ah,
rich in fat. And
okay.
nowadays, cardiac heart disease is the most common here in Saudi Arabia. And
Okay.
so we want to just modify our lifestyle,
Right.
but still
Okay.
they are common here in Saudi Arabia.
Okay. No, thank you. That's very interesting. And I'm going to move to Maria. Hello, Maria. Is
Hello.
there a special meal that you like to prepare for people?
Well, I can say that paella is a dish
Mm.
that I can prepare well, and
Hmm.
well, for me it is okay, convenient when the people come home because
Hmm.
I can prepare something before they arrive, so I don't have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
Yeah. Now,
So
and do you add a special ingredient that you like?
Well, with paella you can add whatever you want. Meat, fish. I prefer fish.
Ah, okay. And
Seafood.
seafood? Yeah, okay. Oh, sounds
Seafood.
great. Okay, excellent. And then Arnaud, we know about the beef and beans, but what other kind of meal do you like to prepare for special events?
I'm very bad cooker, so I don't prepare anything except steak and French fries. But there is a quite specific French meal. It's snails.
Ah, yes, escargot.
Escargot, yes, exactly. We prepare it with butter, and so we put into the oven. So I think it's quite easy to prepare.
Yeah.
And,
okay. So you're a bad cook, but you can prepare escargot.
Yes.
Or snails. Yeah. All right. Excellent. With garlic and cheese, or
no? It's a mix with I think it's parsley and butter.
Parsley. Okay. All right. Great. In Canada, they always have lots of garlic in escargot. And Sebastián, a final comment from you, something in Colombia, a favorite meal of yours for visitors or someone special? Sorry, we've just lost your sound, Sebastián.
Now,
there you are.
Well, so I don't usually cook anything, but when someone comes to my home, I have to cook.
Okay.
Some potato French or sausages, some juice.
Juice?
Yes, juice.
Like
yes.
Fruit juice?
Yes.
Okay.
Apple or banana or yes, some.
Okay.
But
fruit. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have a lot of kind of meals here in Colombia. Like tamal is a typical meal from other cities.
Okay.
Yes.
No, great.
Tamal.
Thank you.
All right. Cool.
No, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. And so you make your own French fries, your French fried potatoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great. All right, and so I'm sorry we have Cruz with us, but I'm sorry to the people who have just joined. We're going to end the class now, and so you may want to try and go and join the next class. But thank you so much for your participation. It was great speaking with all of you, and I hope to see you soon. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for the class.
It's dinner time here.
Okay.